This is Valley News Live at 6:30.
Thank you for joining us on this special digital edition of Valley News Live at 6:30. I'm Jessica Bringy. Let's kick off our Friday night with the forecast. It is a bit cool at the moment, but we're moving in a warmer direction this weekend. Joining us now with the latest is First Alert Storm Team's Caroline Solseth. Caroline, how's it looking?
Yeah, so today's a pretty cool day, but tomorrow is going to get to be a little bit warmer, which is good news for a lot of us here. Seems like my graphics are not working at the moment. Let's see here. There we go. We got it now. But looking at our chance for precip into the next week, we can see that most of our precip, we've got a lot of chances into the next weekend and a few chances during the week also. But looking at what our current warnings are right now, we do have a red flag warning for a lot of areas, both in North Dakota, South Dakota, and widespread in Minnesota. Now that's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday. Now, temperatures tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at 56 degrees here in Fargo. Going to be a much warmer day tomorrow. Looking to be a great weekend, but looking at the temperatures for the rest of the night tonight, 27 by 8 p.m. and then getting into the lower 20s through the rest of the night tonight. Moving a little bit further north into Grand Forks, you can see 8 p.m. 24, and then again slowly cooling down into the lower 20s through the rest of the night. But then looking at our temperature trend here for the next 11 days, next few days we're going to be above normal, but then we're getting back to our average high temperatures here. And then peeking at our 7-day planner here, nice weekend this weekend, going back to more average temperatures into the next week. But overall, looking to be a very nice weekend this weekend.
It certainly is, almost 60 degrees. Can't complain about that. Thank you so much, Caroline.
Yep, thank you.
A West Fargo man is restarting his engines 1 year after a devastating fire destroyed his classic car shop. As he rebuilds his collection and restores his business, Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey is learning what it takes to rise and keep revving from the ashes.
A lot can change in a year. Bill Bartholomew knows that better than most. I'm standing outside of his West Fargo shop 1 year after a devastating fire.
This is a 1962 Buick Skylark. So this one was completely repainted and everything. The interior, what they had to do is redo the headliner and rebuild the carpet and everything else.
He's the founder of Moorhead Cruise Night. Last March, an electrical fire caused damage to 11 vehicles, some his, some family and friends. 1 year later, the shop is back up, and he's been able to restore 4 vehicles.
The biggest thing about cars and antique cars is make sure you have enough insurance to cover the damage of the cars.
They got the shop back up in November and have been spending time here as a family. Bill has 4 girls, 2 of whom take after his love of cars.
It's tough when you have your kids crying and you can't do anything as a dad. I said I wanted to have my daughter's cars done before our first car show at Moorhead Cruise Night, and which they were.
That took just 2 months. There's still work to be done as Bill hopes to roll out more vehicles in time for Cruise Night starting in May. In West Fargo, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
Last summer's rain forced the cancellation of about half of the scheduled cruise nights. This year, the founder plans to make it to all 5. By this time tomorrow, the city of Fargo could have a new interim police chief. City Administrator Michael Redlinger is asking commissioners to appoint Assistant Police Chief Travis Stefanowitz as interim chief this Saturday. It comes as current Chief David Zabolski's retirement takes effect today. Stefanowitz has been with Fargo Police for 25 years, moving up from officer to sergeant, lieutenant, and then to assistant chief in 2021. A search for a permanent chief is expected to start in May. A high-profile murder trial is underway in Moorhead. Jerome Thomas III is standing trial for the shooting death of James Hamilton in April of last year. Prosecutors say on April 13th, officers were called to a home on 14th Street South where Hamilton's body was located in the driveway. Investigators say he had a fatal gunshot wound to the head. According to court records, surveillance video captured a vehicle driving by the home as 3 shots were fired. A witness later identified the driver as Thomas. The jury is now hearing evidence in Clay County District Court. A North Dakota man is behind bars tonight, accused of shooting and killing another man inside his Cavalier County home yesterday. Suspect Russell Hiltner is being charged with felony murder and theft after deputies say he shot a man, stole his car, and then crashed the vehicle. According to Northeast District Court records, deputies responded to a home on 2nd Street in Wales around 9:30 last night. That's where the victim was found dead in the living room with a gunshot wound to the chest. Hiltner was later taken into custody after crashing the victim's car along County Road 55. Investigators say a 9mm handgun was found in the vehicle's passenger seat. The victim's name has not been released. New for you tonight, a Grand Forks man sentenced to 40 years in prison for a 4th of July bar shooting is now asking the state's highest court to throw out his conviction. Nicholas Narveson was convicted of murder in the 2024 shooting death of James Jorgerson at Sledster's Food and Brew. His attorney argues the trial court made 2 critical errors, failing to give jurors the option to convict on lesser charges like manslaughter and allowing the jury to watch jail call videos showing Narveson in prison clothing. The state says the conviction should stand. The North Dakota Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments in the case April 2nd. Child sexual abuse material reports in North Dakota are surging. The state's Bureau of Criminal Investigation received nearly 2,700 cyber tips in 2025 alone, more than double the year before. Already in 2026, there have been more than 500. The tips are coming from some of the most widely used platforms in the country: Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, X, and Google. 3 recent Cass County cases highlight the prevalence of this type of crime, with 1 convicted sex offender linked to 172 child sexual abuse files, receiving a 6-month jail sentence.
These cases, there is nothing that a court can impose that will make a child victim whole again. We do the best that we can with the evidence that we have, and hope that the judge will hand down a sentence that we believe is fair and just.
VNL spoke with a detective who works these cases and a prosecutor who takes them to court. That full story, including what investigators say parents need to know, tonight at 9 and 10. Coca-Cola's regional distribution plant is eyeing a move from Moorhead to West Fargo. West Fargo city leaders say Coca-Cola has applied for a building permit along 3rd Avenue Northeast. The Moorhead plant is a regional facility operated by a family-owned bottler business based in South Dakota. So far, there's been no word on when construction could start or what will happen to the current Moorhead site. DGF's high school debate team is asking the community to step in after losing funding. According to an online fundraiser, the district has stopped paying for the activity but will allow it to continue if enough money is raised to cover the team's costs. That includes travel, tournament fees, and coaching. If you'd like to donate, you can find a link on valleynewslive.com. It may not fully feel like spring yet, but that doesn't mean you can't get a jump on seasonal cleaning. Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo are sharing recommendations for 2026 Spring Cleanup Week. It's set to begin May 4th and run through the 7th. Residents are encouraged to check trash schedules to prepare for pickup. You can find more information, including what items are acceptable on which days, on our website, valleynewslive.com. That's going to do it for us and this special digital streaming edition of our 6:30 newscast. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.